5 years ago, at 25 years of age, I get sacked from a call centre in Australia. The very next day, I made my first post announcing to my family and friends that I was becoming a PT. I've learned a lot about people and I've learned a lot about myself over the last 5 years. I've got a lot on over the next 2 days, coaching and life-wise, so I'm going to try tell you what I've learned whilst showing you what the job is like. When I first started coaching, I was desperate to tell my clients everything I know. I thought that's what the job was. I thought it was telling my clients what I know and they don't know. However, after being humbled one too many times and having clients leave me within 3 months over and over again when I first started to realise that's not what coaching's about at all. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know what I'm doing. I've been playing a game every morning before I start work where I have to throw the tea bag in the cup. You're not allowed to practice. You're only allowed one shot every day. You also have to do it before the kettle finishes boiling. So a lot of the time when I'm doing my check-ins now compared to when I first started, I'm asking myself the question, what do they actually need to know? Because oftentimes it's not that much. My clients need to make their own mistakes, and if I keep telling them what I think they should do all the time, then they'll not feel like they can tell me when they do make mistakes. Besides, nobody wants to be told what to do. We much prefer it when it's our own idea, or we believe it's our own idea.
I watched you running and you did it in like 14 seconds. When I was 7 and I was running 100 metres for North Lanarkshire, you run 100 metres in 14 seconds.
So I was training Joe there, my online client. I still do about 3 or 4 in-person sessions a month, but they're just with my online clients. I don't really advertise them anywhere because then people think I'm an in-person coach. It's so important to work with people you actually get on with. That's why I post some pretty bizarre social media content, because that's who I am. I'm a weird wee guy who's now fucking 30, that's mad. Wow. Would you believe I chose my therapist on account of him being a Celtic fan? See, I don't really believe in being professional as a personal trainer or having a professional relationship. And we spent 20 minutes of the hour-long sessions I was paying him for talking about if we thought Celtic could go further in the Champions League this year. And guess what? He opened me right up. From can James Forrest still do it at Champions League level to my first ever breakup. Seamless. Absolutely seamless. Don't ask me why I've bought this. Personal training. It's more important to teach a client how to exercise than how to eat or how to lose weight. Just food and weight loss is much easier to sell or much easier to get views. That's why you see 90% of personal trainers not talking about the gym, but talking about fat loss. Really didn't think through trying to do a YouTube video when I had check-ins to do, an in-person session. I'm going to Derry tomorrow, I've not packed, and I have to train myself. It was 8 o'clock. I've got sprints to do. I was meant to research what I was actually going to do. There's like specific drills that get you better at sprinting. But yeah, I didn't have time for that, so I'm just going to go sprint up a hill a few times. Basically, all I've got to do is think about producing force up the way instead of forwards. Just doing me 10-metre bursts and then I'm just going to go for it. Do like 6 actual sprints. Everyone's lost weight, everyone's done a diet, but most people don't know how to improve at exercise. They don't know how to teach themselves how to lift. Most coaches, especially online ones, don't know how to teach you how to lift. Well, once you get that first wee buzz, when you see yourself progressing, you're so much more likely to stick to whatever you're doing. You don't need a personal trainer to just have access to your MyFitnessPal to stay accountable. And ever since I made that the main focus of my coaching and shouted about it on social media, the clients I get now are less focused on weight loss. They want to learn how to lift in the gym. They're the ones that in 10 years time will still be doing this shit. Whereas the people that don't want to learn how to lift or learn how to exercise and just want weight loss, they'll be doing 10 different diets over the next 10 years. Got about 20 minutes before I need to call an Uber to go to the airport. So there's going to be a lot of irony in this. Now, nothing makes me cringe more than the term life coach. I would never, ever, 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 ever call myself that. But most of my coaching involves talking about life. I don't usually sleep on the floor, by the way. Every other room upstairs in the house is currently getting plastered. So we're in the spare room. Evidently, the old kids' room, judging by the rockets. There's a way to coach people through life without being preachy, even through things you've not actually experienced yourself. And I used to have a lot of imposter syndrome about this when I first started coaching. I was like, do I have enough life experience to talk about these things? But that sort of went away this year. Not to be a bit morbid, but my mum passed away at the end of last year. My mum definitely had some sort of personality disorder of some kind. I was an only child, so not many people knew how bad it actually was until the very end. And we just bought this house when it happened. So I had to organise the funeral on my own. I had never been to a funeral before. I had to deal with my mum's absolutely insane family, like they're mental. And then as soon as the funeral was over, we had to move house straight away. And if I had to go through all that stress 5 years ago, I don't know what would have happened. I would have drank a lot. I love Derry, like I genuinely do. We come here quite a lot because that's where Aoife's from, but the Pure Gym here smells like ass. Like sweaty, sweaty ass. Go Zim. 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 I also get a lot of looks in that Pure Gym. I can never understand why, because I don't get it anywhere else, but I can only assume it's because either they know I'm not from Derry because Derry's so small, or because they've never seen someone so fucking hench. This is going to sound brutal when it comes out of my mouth. I now no longer care about what my clients do. Like, I'm not emotionally invested. Like, I obviously do care. Like, if we set out a plan for the week and they don't stick to it whatsoever, I'm not going to be entirely impartial. But unlike when I first started, it's really not going to affect my day at all. And that's the only way I'm actually able to coach in a way that doesn't make me sound preachy or condescending. Well, I hope. It's the only way I'm able to coach people through life without feeling like a life coach. But that might be the biggest thing I've had to overcome. Not wanting to be the best coach I can be too much. Now imagine having a coach who's like a mate. Having a coach who's been through exactly what you've been through. Someone who struggled with their weight for over a decade and struggled to get into the gym. A judgment-free zone with that person. How much more likely would it be for you to manage to finally get into a gym routine? To finally feel like you're seeing progress in the gym? I think it's a lot more likely. You can use the form in the description to apply for coaching. Don't worry, it's very short. I don't need too much information from you. Or if you're a keen bean, you can do it rapid by giving me a DM on Instagram. And if you enjoyed this video, I'm almost sure you'll enjoy this one up here.